we've got big news, major news for the Philadelphia market. Crozer Health and Cigna Medicare no longer going to have a Medicare contract as of 12/31.
It's a huge opportunity for anyone that's not selling Cigna in Philadelphia.
Good morning, insurance agents of the senior market, and most specifically, good morning, Philadelphia agents. Welcome to Near and Far. It is Friday, November 5th. So Josh, we've got big news, major news for the Philadelphia market. Crozer Health and Cigna Medicare no longer going to have a Medicare contract as of 12/31.
Terminated. No longer in network. They're not participating. It's a huge opportunity for anyone that's not selling Cigna in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so consumers are already getting letters from the health system.
Yeah.
And, this isn't like a one hospital deal. Like for agents that may not be as familiar with Crozer Health System, they have 4 major hospitals in Chester and Delaware County, and also multiple other locations like outpatient centers and clinics. And, and this isn't just the hospitals that this term is for, it's for the whole network.
Exactly. So anyone that's participating in the hospitals, doctors, inpatient, outpatient services, specific doctors' offices, nothing's going to be in network as of everything that we know so far.
So the hospitals we're talking about are Crozer Chester Medical Center, Delaware County Memorial, as well as Springfield and Taylor Hospital. And, this looks like it's going to significantly impact those Cigna Medicare members, specifically in Delaware and Chester County area of Philadelphia.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be pretty huge, especially considering it's an important network. Like you want to have all the hospital systems that you possibly can. And so if you've got clients that are already on those Cigna, already used to going to these types of facilities, it's going to be heartbreaking for some of those clients, but your job as an agent is to help them out and put them on a plan that fits their needs.
Yeah, well, luckily this is happening during AEP.
For sure.
Because the worst thing, I've seen some of these contracts like end mid-year, and most of them don't end mid-year anymore. Yeah. Like it's good to see that most of these contracts, usually end around 12/31. But the difficult thing is for consumers is if you decide not to switch and you get to like 12/8.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, no, indeed this termination is for real, like you're kind of crap out of luck. But, I think the thing we need to talk about is what does this mean for our brokers who are working in the Philly 5 market?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so for them, the main important thing that you're going to want to take a look at is who do you know that is a client of yours that are in like the Delaware, Chester markets or on the border that may be using these facilities? So, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to all of your clients, making sure that they're aware of this. You can do so. I think that we were just on the phone with the Independence Blue Cross individuals, and they have like push cards, and you can always get that information back out to your clients. Be like, hey, here's my information. If you have any questions or anything, please give me a call. You can also utilize the phone, make sure that you're calling all the clients in the area that are going to be affected, and make sure that you have all of their needs met, all of their questions answered, and make sure that you're putting them on the right plan that fits their needs.
Yeah, I mean, Cigna has probably got close to 6,000 members in Chester and Delaware County, and I think there could be a large portion of that membership that's at risk. And to your point, I think agents absolutely have to be talking to their clients to understand if they need to make a move during AEP. So what do you think the options are for brokers in terms of primary plans and carriers that may be best positioned to serve those needs of those consumers who are looking to still be access Crozer?
I think as a whole, you're really going to be thinking Independence Blue Cross as well as Aetna, both super stable. Like IBC, you really can't go wrong. They have the biggest network of doctors and hospitals in the whole Philly 5 area. Aetna's got some really great plans as well, including PPOs that both have Crozer in network, but you also do have some out-of-network benefits as well.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. Those two carriers, at least in terms of Chester and Delaware County, have the highest membership, probably by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah.
Like combined, I think they're serving maybe somewhere around 40,000 members just there on non-employer Medicare Advantage plans. Like the employer plans, like I almost never count that when I'm looking at membership statistics because most of those folks are not making their own call. It's like, hey, ABC Corporation, your retirement benefit is with IBC. Well, they're not choosing that.
Right.
And they're also not really moving around.
For sure.
So, Josh, specifically with IBC and Aetna, what do you think their two primary plans are there that agents should be looking at that are most successful in Chester and Delaware County?
For IBC specifically, I think that's the Keystone 65 Basic, and then you also got the Personal Choice 65 Prime.
Yeah.
I think both of those plans are going to be really solid opportunities for any of the clients that you're sitting down with. $0 premiums for that, very low copays when you're seeing any of their specialists, but just having that huge network is going to put you at ease. But IBC really is doing really well this year. They've improved a ton of benefits. They've got some new plans in the market as well. And I think that that's going to be a really great opportunity and a great choice for any of the clients that are looking to move.
Yeah, so specific to the IBC product, both of those plans have really affordable doctor copays.
Yes.
And I always talk about that a lot because it's the area that consumers access most often.
For sure.
And it impacts plan satisfaction. The one thing that's important for our brokers to understand if they don't get it is that on that Personal Choice PPO product, consumers in there get access to the National Blue Cross network sharing,
for sure,
which isn't quite national network, but there's a whole host of Blue Cross plans across the country that participate and give them out of area access depending on where they're going.
Exactly. It's always important that when you're sitting down with clients, making sure that you know where they're going for long-term stays or long-term vacations, because that's really going to impact. I mean, if they're going to Myrtle Beach for a long weekend, once or twice a year or something like that, it's not going to be too important because emergency coverage is covered everywhere. Yeah. But if they're seeking hospitals or if they're seeking doctor networks so they can go see a specialist during their travels, that may be a whole different ballgame. But like you said, I mean, the Blue Cross Blue Shield is nationwide, and they've got some really nice networks in most of the hotspots that people are vacationing or snowbirding to.
Yeah, so let's talk about Aetna. Aetna's the other big player in Chester and Delaware County. In terms of their two products, or not necessarily their two products, but in terms of their products, which are the two that you think maybe specifically might be the best fit for someone who wants to retain access to Crozer?
So there's two that really come to mind. The first one's going to be the Advantage Value HMO. $0 premium, really good for the hospital systems. Really great hospital copay as well. Yeah. But then you also have got the Aetna Value PPO. So again, another $0 premium, very generous for it's a $10 to see your PCP, and I believe it's $50 to go see the specialist. Yeah. But again, you're working with Aetna, you're working with a national brand, you're working with someone that's been in the area for a long time. And so I think that would be a great fit as well. Something that you could also consider is the Advantage Philly Prime 2. Yep. It's a great plan. I think it's going to be pretty awesome, especially considering they got the inpatient hospital copay at $275 per stay, which I think is a big differentiator.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. In areas where per admit copay is kind of introduced where it hasn't been before, all of a sudden a consumer's like, wait a minute, an extra day isn't going to cost me more.
Yes, right.
So, I mean, some areas like Western Pennsylvania would be one. There's been so many plans with per admit copays.
Right.
Not that it's not still a big deal, but it doesn't grab a consumer's attention because they're used to seeing them.
Yeah.
The one thing for me, because we talked about that National Blue Cross sharing network, or network sharing. Why do I always stumble on that? I don't know why I do that. But on the Aetna Value PPO, that product has national network access.
Yes.
And we've seen huge growth in Aetna's products in so many markets where consumers can get access to that and access anyone in Aetna's network, at in-network rates. It's been a big driver, considering that a lot of people pick PPO exclusively for that reason to go out of network.
Yes.
And then go out of network without having out-of-network deductible and out-of-network cost sharing for another Aetna provider.
Exactly. It makes it a little bit more seamless. You're just able to go, that Aetna is going to be that national network that you can really depend on. So if they don't have all of the hospital systems or all the doctors in the area that you're going, you 9 times out of 10 know that they'll have someone there that's going to be a network, which is nice. Which is a nice peace of mind to have.
No, I'd agree. So agents who are concerned about their book of business should really reach out to us to discuss their options. It may be based upon, are you selling primarily? And we didn't even really talk about DSNP. This is a big DSNP thing too, because I know that there are a lot of consumers in the Crozer service area on Medicaid. Sure. But reach out to us to discuss our options. You can always get in touch with us at NF_studios at Neishloss.com, and we will connect you with our sales team to make a plan for the rest of the AP.
I always forget about the the magic that happens, like, because I'm only a guest so often, so
Yeah.
like every time that we do the magic, it catches me by surprise.
Yeah, well, I have been using the finger snap method like this. But for whatever reason, I just decided to use a different magic spell
Yeah.
to bring it up, and I wave my fingers in a different way.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep it fresh, Josh,
100%.
especially when it has to do with the magic.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but get in touch with us if you need help in terms of Cigna Medicare members and Crozer. What are your options? What to do? We'll help you out. But definitely tune back in on Monday, November 8th at 7 a.m. We'll be back with you. This has been Josh. I'm Bill. This has been Near and Far. We'll see you Monday.